Welcome, captive alchemists, to Black-Handed Henry's Potion Party. Black-Handed Henry's Potion Party is a press your luck dice game for 2 to 4 players, where players take on the roles as captive alchemists trying to make Captain Henry's potion before the other players. To start the game, each player will take 2 blue dice and roll it. Whoever rolls the highest becomes the first player. And then the turn will proceed clockwise. The first player will take an alchemist to represent themselves. There are 8 alchemists to choose from, so they'll simply take one and place it by them. Each player will take an alchemist, and whoever was the last to pick will pick the potion that everyone has to make. At the top of the potion cards here, there are simple to complex potions. And there are also 8 cards to choose from. They will simply select one and place it in the middle. This is now everyone's goal. So to actually play the game, on your turn you will take 3 blue dice and 3 red dice. The rest can be put off to the side. You will take this and roll. What you are trying to accomplish here is sets of matching stars and color. So the whole point of this game is to make these potions. These potions have certain requirements. This says you need 10 stars worth of red and 11 stars worth of blue. So this player here is trying to accumulate that many stars of each of those colors. So when you find a matching set of at least 2, you can take these and cash them in. In this example here, this player has rolled 2 blue and 2 red, therefore scoring 2 blue and 2 red stars. You will need a piece of paper and pencil or something else that can help you keep track of your own score. If this player had rolled, for example, blank dice, potions, and or hearts, this is what would happen instead. After you make your roll, you will first remove all the blank dice. They are known as darkness ingredients. And unless you're making a complex potion that requires darkness, they will be removed from the pool. Then you'll collect your ingredients. Here, the player only has 1 set of matching dice, and so they can stock those for their score and make them into stardust. The next thing you can do is with these potion and heart symbols. If you happen to have a matching set, i.e. 1 potion and 1 heart, you can immediately transform this into a super dice or a green dice. If you happen to only have 1 of the set, you can store this for a later turn, and I'll get into how you can use that later. And the last thing you can do is, if you have at least 1 matching set, you can re-roll the rest of the dice in your pool to try and get more sets that can be added to what you already have or to make new sets. Unfortunately, when you do this, you cannot take the blank results. They have been removed from the pool prior to. So you would only have from the remaining pool to roll from. And if you happen to roll no sets, then all of your results are discarded and your turn immediately ends. If you did not end your turn in that way and you had a matching set, you would record your score and the next player would get their turn. So I mentioned you can do something special with these hearts and potions other than make them into green dice. So if you only had 1 of the set, it didn't matter which one, you could instead save it on your card or by your player. And on the next turn, when the turn came back to you, you would regather 3 red dice and 3 blue dice, and then you would have a choice. You could add that dice you saved and put it into the pool, or you can keep it by your card and hope that you're going to roll the other matching set. Any dice that you have saved from the previous turn must be used the next turn. If you don't use it, you lose it. But if you were to put it into your pool and roll it again as a heart, you could save those for the next time and keep going on like that. So super dice, you get them when you combine a heart and a potion in 1 turn. When you do that, on that turn, you immediately get that super dice. And then you have a choice you can make. You can immediately roll this dice and score its result as any form of stardust that you want. So you could take this, roll it, and whatever stars you get, 3 stars. You can record that as 3 red, 3 blue, or 3 green. If it happens to roll its heart and potion side, it could count as either a heart or a potion. Which means if you were rolling your dice here, and this was the result, after you had already made a potion right there, you could say, alright, this is going to be a potion, I'm going to combine these two and make another potion, and roll it again. And if it makes that same sign again, you can combine it once more with that heart and get another green dice. You can also save it. Instead of rolling that dice in and there, you can save it for a sabotage. This is used on another player's turn. So let's say the first player here made a green dice and they're deciding to keep it. And then the next player goes to take 3 red, 3 blue, and they roll the results. Now let's say they got super lucky and got a really favorable result. Here they would score 2, 4, 6 red stars. And this player decides, I don't want him to score that many stars in one turn, I'm going to sabotage him with my green dice. You would use this after the player stops rolling, but before they record their score. They would roll that dice right there and subtract the result from what the player is going to score in any color of their choosing. So the player could have chosen, alright, I'm going to score 2 blue and 6 red. And the first player can say, no, you're only going to score 2 red because I've rolled this, and that's what you get now. You cannot reduce the score that a player would get below 0. So if for some reason they wanted to decide, you need blue stars to win, and I'm just going to stop you right then and there, you're going to get -2 blue. No, that's not what it is. It just goes to 0. If the sabotaging player happens to roll the heart and potion result, unfortunately, the sabotage will have no effect, and after rolling the dice, it is removed from the pool. Every alchemist here has a unique ability called skullduggery, and it usually allows them to use its super dice in a different way. So each player can refer to their card specifically for how super dice can be used. If you're ever in the situation where, let's say, players have started stocking up dice and now you're running out of dice into the pool. Let's say here, the dice I have remaining here are the 2 green and the 2 blue. You always need at least 3 dice of each color, red and blue, to make the neutral pool that each player will roll during their turn. If during this last player's turn they roll their dice and they roll a potion that they want to save, unfortunately they cannot, because there are no more red dice in the pool. If this player were to save this, it means that there would only be 2 red dice for the next player during their turn, and you can't have that. So unfortunately they would not be able to save this dice, and that player kind of gets the blunt end of the deal. But once a player has a number of stars that they need, as according to the center potion, they would win the game right there. It's a simple pressure luck game that anybody can play, and it plays really quick. Lastly, I'll talk a little bit about the complex cards you have here. So these cards, of course, will not only have higher values of stars for a longer game, but they will also require different components in order to win. The way that these complex ingredients work is that they must be made after the players have already scored the red and blue stars. So that would mean on that player's turn, they would have to roll the component in one roll in order to successfully add that ingredient into the potion to win. So for example here, let's say player 1 has already done 15 red and 14 blue. Great. And then they do their roll. They're trying to now get 2 potions. And if they do, they win. And if they don't, they keep going. But right then and there, 2 potions, that gets blooped, added into the potion, and this player would win. But there you have it. That's Black-Handed Henry's Potion Party. I hope you guys enjoyed this tutorial, and thanks a lot for watching.